Faith Elements.
Hello, I'm Chris, and I would like to welcome you to Faith Elements. I would also like to welcome you to my shed. It's a little late at night, and everybody in my family is asleep in the house, and I just had something that was kind of just sticking with me today, and I wanted to record my thoughts while I was thinking about it. So bear with me as we're in not the cleanest environment, but it is pretty decent lighting, so it does have its benefits. I am a person that likes to explore different kinds of literature and not necessarily faith-based literature, and I do this with intention. One, I think that if we don't stretch our minds a little bit, it doesn't help us stretch our faith. And I believe, of course, there are going to be people viewing this that are going to completely disagree with this next statement, and that's okay, you can do that. But I believe that everybody on the face of the earth was created by God. Now, like I said, you can disagree with that if you like, but in that belief, I have to believe that even a person who doesn't believe in God, if they were made by God, which I believe they were, then there are going to be components, because we are made in His image, that there are going to be components of that creation, of that creative process of the Creator that come out in all of us from time to time. Now, like I said, you can disagree with that if you like, that's fine. In fact, let me know that down in the comments. If you agree, disagree with that, that's kind of one of those things. But, and that's okay. I'm not going to get angry with you if you disagree with me on that. I've been reading a book called The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. And of course, Miss Rand is not a believer. And you can Google her and find out anything you want to find out about her. But I was reading the story today. I can't say I was reading the book, of course, but I was reading the story of The Fountainhead today, and I came across this paragraph that has been sticking with me. And I, of course, read into the text things that come from my belief, so hear that first of all, and I freely admit that I do that. And I read metaphors into text to try to explore my faith and try to expand upon my faith and the understanding of my faith. So all that said, let me read this paragraph to you. And let me set this up just a little bit. There was a guy named Henry Cameron in the story who was an architect. And, well, I won't mess up the plot line for you. I'm just going to read this as we meet Henry Cameron in this story. It says, "At first, his buildings were merely a little different. Not enough to frighten anyone. He made startling experiments once in a while, but people expected it, and one did not argue with Henry Cameron. Something was growing in him with each new building, struggling, taking shape, rising dangerously to an explosion. The explosion came with the birth of the skyscraper. When structures began to rise, not in tier on ponderous tier of masonry, but as arrows of steel shooting upward without weight or limit, Henry Cameron was among the first to understand this new miracle and to give it form. He was among the first and the few who accepted the truth that a tall building must look tall, while architects cursed, wondering how to make a 20-story building look like an old brick mansion, while they used every horizontal device available in order to cheat it of its height, shrink it down to tradition, hide the shame of its steel, make it small, safe, and ancient. Henry Cameron designed skyscrapers in straight vertical lines, flaunting their steel and height. While architects drew friezes and pediments, Henry Cameron decided that the skyscraper must not copy the Greeks. Henry Cameron decided that no building must copy any other." So I was reading this. Yes, you like my drama? Thank you very much. Insert applause here. So I was reading this today, and something kept sticking with me, and I started seeing metaphors of a life of faith and a life of active faith and a life of faith that goes out into the community and tries to communicate the message that our God put in our hearts through His Word. And there are so many of us that have fallen into this myth that we just live as good people and we're nice to people, and that's what Christians are supposed to do. And I think of Henry Cameron as this visionary, as this person that saw things a little different. And I think inside a lot of us, there's this person that is just itching to do things a little different than those around us, that is just itching, that has this explosion welling up inside of us to say that, you know what, I'm not just going to be a nice person. I'm called to so much more. Jesus had so much more to say than play nice, boys and girls. Did he not? He did. He had all these things. He had all these ideas that we should take care of those around us, that we should help the orphans, and we should help the widows, and that we should love one another, which is completely different from being nice, is it not? Well, maybe not. You can agree or disagree with that. But Jesus gave us all these ideas that for some reason we've translated that into, this is what a Christian's supposed to be. I'm supposed to cut my hair a certain way, and I'm supposed to dress a certain way, and I'm not supposed to do this, and I am supposed to do this. And I think, like Henry Cameron, there's so much more to be explored. What do you think? I may be speaking my own views of things, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts on if you think there's something more to your faith than just this being nice stuff and being good and obeying certain rules and I don't know. I think there's something more to this. I'm exploring this vocally for the first time as this camera's turned on. So my thoughts may not be real clear, and I apologize for that in advance. I usually will try to script things out a little better, but this just stuck with me so much today that I had to just get it out there now while it's young. And I might even watch this in a few weeks and go, wow, that was really stupid, Chris. Or we might be able to explore it together a little better if you will hit comments down below, or if you'll reply with a video and continue this conversation, because it's real immature at this point in my mind, and I'm trying to figure out the metaphors found in that paragraph. I would like to put the text down below, but I'm afraid that would be a copyright infringement, so I won't do that. But let me know what you think, and God bless.